you don't heal what hurts you, you will bleed all over those who didn't cut you. No pain, no gain. Have you ever heard of that saying before? Well, the thing is life is messy and life is about pain and life is about experiences. And a couple years ago, when I went through my double bypass heart surgery, there is this heart community, and usually we call each other and we're like, okay, tell me what to expect. And this gentleman was referred to me and he said, Tanya, I'm scared. What was your experience? And the thing that I'm afraid of the most after doing all my research is waking up with the tubes in my mouth, in my throat, gagging while I'm being intubated and just feeling claustrophobic. And, I thought to myself, unlike a lot of people, when I went into double bypass surgery, I wasn't trying to look up all the pain that I would go through. Had I done that, I would have probably known that they were going to split my sternum open, rip my sternum apart, stop my heart, and take the artery, my radial artery, out of my arm. I didn't know. I thought it was an arthroscopic surgery. Anyhow, so this gentleman did some research and he's like, I'm just so scared. I'm just terrified. And I said, look, here's the thing. If you feel pain after heart surgery, it means that you're alive. It means that you woke up. It means that you didn't die on the table. Because when you're going through double bypass heart surgery, there's a lot of complications. They're stopping your heart, putting you on a lung machine, heart and lung machine, and they're kind of bringing you back to life. And a lot of people do die on the table, or they have complications like strokes and heart attacks and that kind of thing. So in his case and in my case, I'm like, if we feel pain, it means that we're alive. And I want to use this as a metaphor for life. Okay. Life is beautiful, but it's messy, right? It's exhilarating, but it's messy in the middle. And when we can take our pain and turn it into power, that's when our life can be better. The thing there's still people that are so surprised that bad things are going to happen. A great book is Rick Warren, The Purpose-Driven Life. When you read The Purpose-Driven Life, it's a New York Times bestseller. Even non-believers read this book. It just tells you that everything in life is designed by God. And when you go back and you reflect on your pain and how hard your pain was, we call that your pain file, then you can have some gratitude, right? And celebrate where you are. So everybody's going to have pain. Nobody likes pain. When you start taking inventory of your pain file, right? The pain of inexperience, the pain of incompetence, right? I should have seen that coming. The inexperience is, I have never been through this before. The pain of disappointment, like, gosh, I wish this didn't happen. The pain of conflict, human encounter doesn't always feel good. Humans could be wretched souls, right? We are all wretched souls and we are all sinners saved by grace, right? The pain of change, I didn't want that to happen. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I wasn't ready for that to happen. The pain of hard decisions, the pain of financial loss, if only I could get that back. The pain of relationship loss, right? Some people grow in different directions. Some people lose relationships because they haven't dealt with their pain. There is a quote that says, if you don't heal what hurts you, you will bleed all over those who didn't cut you. If you don't heal what hurt you, you will bleed all over those who didn't cut you. And let's face it, everybody has some sort of pain during their early childhood years. Maybe it's trauma from being neglected. Maybe it's trauma from some sort of type of abuse. Maybe it is just a trauma of a loss of a parent. There's a lot of different traumas that people go through, and everybody's trauma isn't like measured, right? Like just because this person was neglected and this person was abused really badly doesn't mean that this person over here that was neglected and not physically touched, that their trauma's any worse, right? It's we want to feel loved and we want to feel safe and we want to feel secure and we want peace in our lives, right? So the thing is pain is our responsibility, right? Our trauma is our responsibility. Who we are is our responsibility. You know, David Goggins said it, no one's going to save you. And if you want to have a good life, you have to figure out how to take those painful experiences, right, and turn them, like I said, into power. Like a lot of times we don't deal with our pain, we just deny it and we push it down, and it will rear its ugly head in relationships and how we lash out, maybe how we retreat, how we don't ever let anybody in, how we hurt people before they hurt us, right? Because hurting people hurt people, right? How we hoard, right? How we overspend, overeat, overindulge, maybe not eat, right? Everybody deals with pain differently. But if you want to have a good life and you want to have a life reset and you want to create that 2.0, 3.0, 5.0 version, I'm going to be 50 this year, of yourself, it's going deep and taking the time to really deal with your pain, right? And dealing with your pain is really one, choosing a positive life stance. Like, you know what? I am going to have a good life. And a good life means that I am going to be grateful for my experiences, even though I didn't like them, and even though they sucked really bad. I didn't choose to have terrible parents. I didn't choose to be abused. I didn't choose to be all these things, right? Um, I didn't choose to be born into this family with poverty or this rich family here that has all the money that neglects you, right? The thing is when we have a positive life stance on life, we say, you know what? I am who I am today because of pain, right? For me, I'm a Scorpio. God made me a Scorpio. I'm October 25th, so I'm not that one vindictive kind, you know. Your first thought, you can't control your first thought, but you can't control your second. Me, I'm like, I don't have time for vindictiveness. But my point is that the only way that we can really learn from our pain, one is having pain, right? People don't change until they have to change, right? No change, no change. Some people are forced into change, losing their job, losing a spouse, losing a divorce. But typically, okay, typically the red flags are there. All the signs are there, right? You just don't see them, or you choose to neglect them, or you choose not to change the environment that you're in, the people that you're around, and you just get a little complacent because it's too hard. Being the best version of yourself, being the 2.0, 5.0, whatever version of yourself, and working on a life reset means you have to be aware, right? It's the law of awareness, the law of self-awareness, because you may not think that you are, people can see your pain, right? Sometimes pain is in ego, and sometimes pain is in pride, and sometimes pain is in people just work really, really hard because they don't want to slow down, because they don't want to feel, right? In order for us to heal, we have to feel. In order for us to feel, we have to be vulnerable. Okay. We have to sit with our pain. Vulnerability is the new sexy. Every one of us, like Brene Brown talks about all of that. We all want to be seen. We all want to be chosen. We all really want to feel significant and be liked, right? And so choose a positive life stance with your pain. Okay. Develop some, you know, habits like, okay, if I had this bad experience, or if you're in it, you can be like, poor me. But the biggest thing is just be like, you know what? What's the lesson in this? What's the lesson in this, right? The thing is there's always a storm before there's a bright sunny day. Okay, the storm's coming. Maybe this is another test from God, right? Maybe there's the pain of having a really bad team and the team's not performing, right? But usually, like, especially if you're a team, you have to go through the stages of forming, right? Normalizing, forming, and storming, right? There's a storm, like you're trying to, everyone's trying to get along. It's even like new relationships, right? Everything's a honeymoon with any team, a united team at the home front or even in the office. Like the thing is it takes a while to build upon relationships, and there's going to be a storming stage. And typically the storming stage, a lot of times, unfortunately, has to do with communication, trying to communicate our needs, trying to be heard, personality styles that just don't know how to communicate, right? Or receive feedback kind of thing. So we have to take responsibility for our life. And the question is, are you going to use that pain to be a victor, or are you going to use that pain to be a victim, right? Embrace and value bad experiences, okay? Take responsibility for your life and know that no pain, no gain. Pain propels you to make a change, right? Pain usually wakes you up. And with heart surgery, pain wakes you up, right? You're woken up by pain and you're choking, okay? And so I look at pain a little bit differently than most now. But what I love about pain is pain reminds you that you're a badass, right? When you go through all these bad experiences, you're like, dang, that was so painful. But I got up every single time I got punched in the face, right? And when you do have pain, the thing is you want, every time you get punched in the face, you want to get up quicker and quicker and quicker and be like, try me now. Let's go. Let's try it again. Let's go. Punch me in punch me on the other cheek, right? And when you can learn that resiliency to get back up quicker, to smile and go, okay, that hurt. That was painful. Next, let's move on. But life is going to continue to be painful if you don't learn from your lessons, if you don't make change, if you deny that whatever the pain is, it's either a people, a place, a thing, or you are the pain. You're the person that needs to look in the mirror and fire yourself, because you are breaking your own heart by constantly creating more and more pain in your life. So embrace bad experiences, clean up less messes by knowing who you are, right? Knowing what your past traumas are, knowing what your triggers are, working on those, and trying not to put yourself in worse or bad environments, because ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody has time for additional pain, additional bad experiences. I don't know about you. I don't have time for that. Like going into my 50s, I'm like, no, I already know pain's going to come. I'm not going to pile the pile of pain crap on more and more and more. And some of the ways like I have changed, and maybe I encourage you to do this, is watch the consumption of your alcohol. Okay. Alcohol kills relationships. Watch envy and jealousy and comparison, right? Watch how you communicate with people, your triggers, your anger, try to be free or work on being free of shame and condemnation, right? And pride, right? All of that is so hard. Try to find some humility, right? Try not to react so quick. Look, I'm preaching to the choir. I am a DI on the DISC scale. So my name's Tanya Van Rickley. If you want to learn more about yourself, I'm a John Maxwell leadership coach, a DISC coach, and a national real estate coach. And one thing that I absolutely love doing the most is diving into a DISC test. It's like a 2-hour coaching session. It's a 15-minute test, but it comes back and it tells you about your strengths and your weaknesses. And the thing is we can't focus on our strengths when our weaknesses, of pain and trauma and ego and pride and reaction and anger and resentment is holding us back, right? So if this sounds like something that you want to do, it is one of the biggest gifts that you can give yourself. I have a lot of people tell me, you know what, Tanya, I've taken therapy with me and my kids, or me and my wife, or my team, and I get more out of your DISC coaching sessions than I do out of anything else, because I'm understanding myself. To know yourself is to grow yourself. And a lot of times, you know, our weaknesses again are out of the trauma, and we get to give ourselves a little bit of grace. So hope this helped you. Please like, share, come back to this YouTube channel, because you're going to be getting a lot more on how to reset your life, how to create the next version of yourself, and how to have a good life and clean up less messes.